So you want to learn how to steam great textured milk? You've come to the right place. That was terrible. So before we start, we need to make sure that you have good quality milk. If you don't have good quality milk, your steamed milk is not going to be any better than the milk that you're using. This is because when you steam milk, you're actually amplifying both the good and the bad bits of the milk. So any impurities in the milk, anything that might affect the flavor in a negative way, when you steam that milk, it's going to amplify those flavors. Another thing that high quality milk will help you with is actually aerating, because it's easier to aerate and make really nice microfoam with high quality milk than it is lower quality milk. So my two go-to milks are Rodders in Cornwall, local milk, really nice tasting, very little like bad tastes, and Arla Cravendale because it's actually filtered and it gets rid of a lot of the impurities. And it's just a great tasting milk, so it comes out really nice when it's steamed. So now that you have high quality milk, let's look into our steaming technique. So how much milk should you have in your pitcher? So it depends on the drink. For a cappuccino, we're going to fill it up to the bottom of the spout on a small jug like this. For a flat white, we're going to fill it up just under halfway. And for a latte on a larger jug, we're going to fill it up to the bottom of the spout, maybe higher. So we're going to use the small pitcher. And I'm going to fill that up just under halfway. It's about there-ish. Okay, so when we steam our milk, we're going to have the pitcher on an angle, so it can be on the left or the right, whichever's more comfortable for you. So on an angle, I prefer the left-hand side, and we're going to have it in between the far side of the pitcher and the middle of the jug. So on an angle like that, we're going to have the tip of the wand just underneath the milk surface. This is going to allow the milk to spin and mix the foam that we're going to create later with the milk. So that way it's all combined, it's all uniform. You don't want a large head of foam and all the milk at the bottom. You really want it all mixed in. So this is going to be our starting position. And when we're ready to aerate, when we're ready to introduce foam to the milk, we're going to slowly draw it down so the tip of the wand is just on top of the surface. So it's not underneath, it's just on top. And this is going to allow the steam to penetrate the milk and create air. Once we're done aerating, we're going to lift up the pitcher and start spinning the milk again. And then once it's up to temperature and it's too hot to hold, we're going to end the steaming process there. So using that technique, it should look a bit like this. So just under the milk surface, then we're going to draw it down and start aerating. So that's that tearing noise you can hear, just for a moment, and then we're going to bring it back up and we're going to start spinning the milk. And this is going to mix all of the foam in, make it uniform, really well mixed, and really silky smooth. And we're just going to hold this position until it's too hot to the touch, and then we're going to turn it off. So it's starting to get warm now. Almost there. About now. There we go. I'm going to clean our steam wand. And we're going to purge it. So this is our milk here. As you can see, it's really silky smooth, and that's exactly what we want. Now, knowing how much to aerate comes with time and practice, lots of practice. So when you go to try this, you might aerate too much, you might aerate too little. It might not look as silky as this, but give it enough time, give it enough practice, and you should get really silky smooth milk, just like that. One thing to note is when you're steaming on a commercial machine and not a home machine like this one, when you're aerating, you need to aerate a lot less because the amount of pressure behind that steam wand is going to create a lot more foam in a lot less time. So just be cautious with how much foam you actually add in. Another thing to keep in mind with commercial machines is you need to end the steaming process a lot sooner, because that milk is rising in temperature so quickly. After you've stopped steaming, it's still rising in temperature pretty fast. So once the pitcher starts to get a little bit too hot, like to hold, that's when you need to stop, because it will just absolutely skyrocket in temperature. Compared to this, when you stop steaming, you're stopping at the temperature that you want, essentially, because there's so little rise in temperature afterwards, because it's a slow machine. That's essentially all there is to it. Keep practicing, making mistakes, and learning from them. I hope this video has helped you understand how to steam perfectly textured milk. If you have any questions, ask in the comments below, and I'll see you soon.